So your time in Yes is rightly enshrined in the annals of rock history. So I was wondering, what was your first impression of that first session with the guys in Yes? What was your memory of that first and that's a session that's kind of stayed with you all these years?
Yeah. Well, it's pretty powerful because I didn't really. I mean, yeah, I was open to offers. So when they said, "Oh, come down and audition for Yes," I mean, I'd heard of this band. I had a reputation. I didn't know that Chris was the same bass player was in the group Sin that I had opened or played with on stages. So anyway, I go down there and I had a very powerful impression. It kind of started almost like backwards. I kind of went when I heard them playing in the room and they were jamming and we started to play something and I heard Bill playing and I kind of went, wow, that's the kind of drummer I'd kind of like to play with. And then I look at Chris, he's like all over the bass, really hot bass. Tony Kaye's got this wonderful Hammond organ sound. And then suddenly, John opens his mouth, John Anderson's, the voice, of Yes in the 70s so much, 80s and things, but 90s. So basically 2000s. So John's voice, so it was a collective power, if you like, but it kind of triggered in the sort of from the ground upwards kind of thing. So yeah, I was well impressed and I thought, well, I'd get my foot in the door with this band. It's the kind of band I was looking for where I felt, possibly we were equal craftsmen in our skill. We'd put in, I'd put in 10 years, on the guitar to find that spot where I was at that point. And it was really a question of, did they like me, And I loved a quote later that came out that Bill thought I was a bit of a hippie, and that was no secret. And but they were too. But Bill was most probably a little bit of a straighter guy than some of the other guys were. And but I knew that, I sensed that if I got into this and helped to make this great, then it might be a big thing. It was a good gamble to take.